I created 14 teams to match all 14 ballparks in Super Mega Baseball 3, with rosters of hot girls wearing simple, sleeveless jerseys and high stirrup socks. I call it the MBLE, the most beautiful league ever. My franchise is my hometown Las Vegas Showgirls. The other teams are the Los Angeles Queens, Seattle Sounds, Colorado Aviators, Motor City Cruisers, Boston Charm, New York Money, Louisiana Steam, Cuba Stars, Las Tormentas Dominicanas, the Hawaiian Islanders, Tokyo Suns, Okinawa Grapplers, and the Seoul Tigers. The MBLE plays a 78-game regular season, a 3-game series at home, and a 3-game series on the road against every team in the league. The top 4 teams in the final standings qualify for the postseason. Each postseason series is a best of 5. In Season 1, the top seed Cuba Stars fell to the 4-seed Colorado Aviators in 4, while the 3-seed New York Money swept the 2-seed Motor City Cruisers. Then the Money took down the Aviators in a thrilling, back-and-forth 5-game Super Series. In Season 1, I played all 78 games of my Las Vegas franchise, then called the Truckers, and streamed it on Twitch. It was a disaster, finishing 16 games below 500. It's been nearly a calendar year since I last played Season 2, where we are 1 game above 500 nearly halfway through the season. Let's pick up where I left off, except I'm turning the MBLE into a simulation series. This league is almost 3 calendar years old, and yet, in that time, I've only completed a season and a half. So now, I want to wrap up seasons in single videos, complete with highlights of the handful of games where I watched the CPU play itself. So let's do that. At 19 and 18, we're a game and a half behind for that final playoff spot. Pitchers dominate the top 10 ranked players right now, with Feather exuberantly the only position player, already playing on her 3rd team in this league. The Showgirls CC Martinez leading the league in batting average, 5th in the league in hits. We're dominating at stealing bases, but also getting caught stealing. Jasmine Perkins leading the league in saves. Her and Ava Orozco with the lowest opponent's batting average, which is amazing for our low-rated bullpen. Let the simulation begin. Player development. CC Martinez gets even faster, as does our highest rated player Michelle Ricci, but she doesn't acquire the contact against right-handed pitching trait. Through 60 games, we're 30 and 30, and going up against former teammate Terry Kelly, who's now with the Boston Charm. And we're below 500. But in game 64, we're moving 1 game behind the Queens in the standings. Sets up a big-time pitching matchup between a juiced Alexia Jensen and Irene Frown. And these two would deliver, combining for 14 2/3 scoreless innings and 16 strikeouts. Sarah McCormick's been on base all 3 times, but here she is getting caught stealing. I swear, I put down the controller. Still scoreless in the top of the 9th, CC Martinez steals 2nd, but Michelle Ricci can't bring her in. With Sarah McCormick at the plate, CC steals 3rd. Sarah's showing bunt, and CC's caught coming home. Sarah's ground ball on the next pitch would have scored her. Daydream Singleton gonna send Sarah to 3rd, but a pinch-hitting Sleeves Aguilar is gonna ground out to short. Bottom of the 10th, LA executes half of the double steal. Then Violet Summers comes up with a walk-off base hit. We get boat raced in game 3. So we make a move and bring in Alex Yellow to try to bolster the offense, although she was having a tough year with the Hawaiian Islanders before they cut her. Taylor Joseph gets let go by the Motor City Cruisers as the crappy teams free up cap space for more player development funds. The opposite of what we're doing. Time to make our move against the worst team in the league, Vegas, with a series sweep in Seoul. Right before our series against the Louisiana Steam, they sign a couple of our former teammates. And it's Nicole Eccles getting the start. Man, I wish I would have watched this game. Instead, I was in too much of a hurry to wrap the season up, and the Steam get the win in the sim. In fact, we get swept in Louisiana, and we're back down to 500 with only 6 games to play. We welcome in the Okinawa Grapplers, where Alexia Jensen's cooled off for us. She gets rocked in the first inning as Jada Everdale goes yard to left, but keeps the score 3-0 through 5, giving up only 3 hits and striking out 6. Dana Heaves pinch hitting for Jensen, and this might give us our best chance at coming back. But Mora stays in the game and gets Meadow Cano to ground into an inning-ending double play. Then it gets ugly. Lily Rocket goes yard on Val Newton to make it 5-0. Michelle Ricci hits a bomb to cut the Grapplers' lead to 6-3, but that'd be the final score. And Vegas will be missing out on the postseason once again. The defending champs need to win out to qualify, and can they take advantage of a weak governance Mora? No, as Mora's pitching 6 shutout innings and only giving up 2 hits. But then she walks a couple of batters in the 7th, and Okinawa's got to go to the bullpen. Now Lacey Juarez is an A+ reliever, but look out! Reagan Houston's gonna clear the bases with this near home run off the top of the left field wall. 3-2 money. Grapplers tied it up, but in the ninth, it's Reagan Houston again. The one-out double clears the loaded bases and puts the money up 6-3. And that's the final score. But then they blow a 5-run lead in Game 78, and the Dominican Storms pass them up in the standings. Only 3 players from the top 10 will participate in the postseason. CC Martinez is a lot better hitter with me on the controller. Still finished dominating in stolen bases and caught stealing. Jasmine Perkins with the best ERA in the league, and near the top with hitters in position and opponents' batting average. 69 wins over the first 2 seasons, nice, but 87 losses, not so much. Look at all these numbers, what a tough screen to read. On to the postseason, where the Queens take Game 1 from the Grapplers, and in the Caribbean series, Game 1 goes to the Stars. Queens hold off the Grapplers in Game 2, and we got a series in the Caribbean as the Storms get the win. LA looking for the sweep in Okinawa. I redesigned the Grappler uniforms because that turquoise was making me nauseous. Huge foul territory at the Bengata Bowl. LA first basewoman Mango Romero is gonna lay out and take a face full of wall. Check out this catch. London Dollry's gonna send this one on a ride and tie the game for the Grapplers here in the 6th. 450 feet, and that little twig among the league leaders with 16 homers. But then August Hiker responds. Straightaway center, 426 feet. Yeah, I'd love to see a woman do that. Queens sweep the Grapplers. Hopefully it wasn't the uniform change, but sorry, it had to be done. And I changed the Storms unis before the postseason. That orange look sucked. Pray for them as they welcome in the Stars. Wake me up when September ends. Frickin' laser into the Storm bullpen. Happy Bon Ventre gonna send this one on a ride. It's actually gonna hit it off the foul pole. 4-1 Stars. Allie McWally's frustrated, hits her right in the leg. So Shiloh Bennett comes in and her hair matches the uniform too well. And September ends. Whoa, look out. Delaney Ahmed's a whiffer, but not on this one. Way out of here. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th for the pinch-hitting Emberly Hardcore, and that Hardcore sucked. Stars 1 win away from a Super Series berth. Haley Cortez with 4 stolen bases. Standing in the Stars' way, Marge White rocking the shades. With the bases loaded, strikes out Avalos, then gets the pitcher Zuri Fry up to ground to third. She's pinch hit for in the 3rd. Then Emberly Hardcore blows it again. That's 3-6 on the putout. Stars with runners in the corners in the 6th. Ground balls going home. That's 4-2-5-1 and 7. Way to back up the play, Haley Cortez. Bases loaded, and Sylvia Andrews walks Alice Numskull. And Wilma Avalos. Madeline Lane finishes off a 4-inning saves, and the Stars advance. An all-purple Super Series. Laura Bowman versus Melody Rocket in Game 1. And a hazy day in Cuba for it. If you're enjoying this content, please, if you could leave a like on this video. Also, if you could leave a comment, let me know what you think. I especially want to hear from my boy Landon. All these comments are from my football videos. It's all about the starting pitchers here in Game 1. Rocket and Bowman combine for 20 strikeouts. Finally, the Stars' September Shannon breaks through. The 1-out RBI double puts Cuba up 1-0. Melody Rocket's got a no-hitter going through 5. It's the other pitcher, Nora Bowman, who ends that no-hit bit with a 1-out double in the 6th. But that doesn't faze Melody one bit. Aviano Lancho's gonna pop this one up into no man's land. Look out! Double sliding catch. Top of the 9th, Melody still going. Gets Zelda Mathis to ground into the double play and complete the one-hitter. Both starters went the distance. Murillo versus Franklin in Game 2. No score, bottom of the 3rd, 2 out, 2 on. Alice Numskull's gonna send this one up into the Stars. Estella Franklin pitching a shutout gets absolutely blasted by the line drive. Wake me up when September ends deuces. Into the 200 section. Emmeline Chandler, trying to keep LA in it, strikes out Alice Numskull. 1 on, nobody out in the 8th. Violet Summers' first at-bat of the series sends this one on a ride. Just gets over the fence, tie game in Cuba. Emmeline Chandler again in the pressure cooker gets the big out. But the first pitch in the top of the 9th, Peyton Hernandez sends it on a ride. Straightaway center, gone. Walk-off win for the Stars in Game 2. The long ball paying off for Cuba. Stars looking for the sweep as the series shifts to LA. Not off to a good start for that as Aviana Lancheros lives up to her namesake. 5-0 Queens in the first. Still in the first, bases loaded, and finally, Amari Ortega's gonna get out of it. They keep her in there in the second, and she gets rocked some more. Still in there, and the legend of Zelda Mathis takes her out of the park. Margot Havebutter going yards sparks a 5-run 8th inning for Cuba, but it wouldn't be enough as LA wins Dolly Parton style, 9-5. Stars offense shut down by Irene Frown. That's one win. Can LA string together 2 more? Look at that air, must be some wildfires in the area. Top of the 5th, LA still without a hit until Leilani Singleton sends this one to dead center. Gone. Very next inning, Peyton Hernandez regains Cuba's lead with this 2-run shot, her 3rd home run of the postseason. But that lead wouldn't last long. Lane Shannon goes yard, and we're all tied at 3. Feather exuberantly, struggling again in the Super Series, gets caught stealing. 2 outs, top of the 8th, Happy Bonventre singles to center to get Cuba the lead once again. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, Janet Barr strikes out the rattled Mara Homebrew. 1 out, bottom of the 8th, Leilani Singleton's sacrifice fly is gonna tie this thing up at 4. Hallie Drake strikes out August Hiker. Martha Appleseed shuts down the Stars in the 9th. Lane Shannon banks this missile off the high wall in right field. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with nobody out for the legend of Zelda Mathis, who hits a line drive right to 2nd. Nancy Cooper's chance to shine. Knocks a line drive right off the pitcher's face. And that's your ball game. Queens win game 4. Shannon and Singleton, the near identical stat lines. So it all comes down to this. Nora Bowman again against Melody Rocket. Top of the 2nd. 1 on, 1 out. Ground ball to September Shannon, and she launches it into right field. Runner advances to 3rd. In response, Rocket strikes out Aviana Lancheros and gets Lorelei Miller to lose her freaking mind. Then Melody strikes out the side in the 3rd. What a performance. Norman Bowman also putting together a gem, but it's gonna come away with a nasty blister after striking out Melody Rocket. Zelda Mathis able to break through with a hit in the 4th, but Wilma Avalos throws out Violet Summers trying to go to 3rd. Bowman continues to roll into the 7th, where the Stars get only their 2nd hit off her. She proceeds to shut down Peyton Hernandez, whiffer Delaney Ahmed, and get September Shannon to fly out to center, blister and all. Bottom of the 9th, Delaney Ahmed with a 2-out double off Emmeline Chandler sets the Stars up with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Brings up a rattled September Shannon. Chandler gets her to ground out to 2nd, and we're going to extra innings, where Melody Rocket puts together a 1-2-3-10. God damn, what a show by her. Then she's back out here for the 11th, striking out Lancheros, then facing pinch-hitting Aaliyah Henderson, but Shannon can't handle the ground ball at 3rd. Madeline Lane steps in and gets Kyrie O'Connor to ground into the 5-4-3 double play. LA takes O'Connor out of the game for the pitcher, and leaves Aaliyah Henderson out of position in to catch. It immediately backfires. Can't handle the strikeout pitch, and the runner's safe at 1st. Ellie Lucero wastes no time stealing 2nd. Feather exuberantly sends her to 3rd. Henderson can't handle the outside pitch, and Lucero comes home for the walk-off win. Then a celebration begins. Last year, the money literally just walked off the field. Some cinematic scenes coming out of Super Mega Baseball. Rocket launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Melody Rocket thrown into the air. Girl's got some hops. Congratulations to the Cuba Stars, the MBLE Season 2 champions, and I don't think the crowd's taken enough pictures. Melody Rocket, no doubt the face of the league now. 10 1/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, and 12 strikeouts. I'll see you next year.